Hi ladies, this is Shirley with Feminine Alchemy. I just wanted to say hi. I'm making this video just to say hi because it's Friday afternoon. Now, I have a couple of traditions actually for my Fridays. I was born on a Friday morning, and many years ago, I did some training with a woman who talked to us about our weekly birthdays rather than our annual birthdays. And the idea being that we celebrate ourselves, we acknowledge ourselves once a week, at least once a week. And a good day to do that is on the day you were born. Now, I was born bright and early one Friday morning. So on Fridays, I started this new tradition. This was probably a good 10, 12 years ago. I started this tradition where on Friday afternoons, actually it's more than 12 years ago, it's been quite a long time. On Friday afternoons, I stopped working early. Now it's 3 o'clock. There's a time when it was 5 o'clock because I was working for somebody else. And my rule about Friday evenings is that I do not do anything I do not want to do. I could do anything at all, and I do all kinds of things on Friday afternoons, Friday evenings, but it's only if I want to do it. So sometimes it's work, sometimes it's hanging out with friends, sometimes it's sleeping until Saturday morning at 6 o'clock. Sometimes it goes until Saturday midday or so, but that's my Friday. And then just a few years ago, I was doing a session with a nutritionist, a lady she's a nutritionist and she also works with colors. She's a color therapist. You know, as we worked with the colors and we talked about the different kinds of colors and the effects that they could have on us, on our psyche, on how people see us, I decided to go with white for Fridays. So on Fridays, I wear white. I wear solid white on Fridays. It has become quite an interesting tradition. I love it. Friday mornings, I wake up and I look forward to my white everything. And it just is a nice, clean way I find to start off my weekend and to celebrate my birth. Now, this week has been a very special week. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you this Friday afternoon. Because we've talked quite a lot over the last couple of weeks, the last month or so, about your 4 feminine power types. And we've talked a lot about the artist, because the artist is a sexy one. And we've talked about the magician and the alchemist in my last video. We haven't spent a lot of time on the scientist. And the scientist is an interesting one because the scientist is the reliable, dependable, analytical power type. She is the one who breaks things down, who tries to figure out how things work and why they work that way. The scientist is very much interested in facts and figures and doing things properly, doing things according to a method. And as it turns out, this week was one of those weeks for me. I was continuing actually. Well, actually, I started a new phase of work with some people. And my words for this week were, and you're going to see some shadows all over my face because I'm sitting in front of a window that has window panes, which is really very nice when the sun is shining below it. But so yes, I started a new phase of work with some people, and what I've been saying all week is that I do not do sloppy, haphazard, or unprofessional. That clearly was my scientist talking. That was my scientist. There's no question about that. And then I went on to say, in these projects that we're working on, we are going to be, without a doubt, we are going to be focused, streamlined, and effective. Again, that's pure scientist right there. Scientist wants method and rigor and clarity and focus. And she was just out in force this week. And then I ended my week, my Friday, also doing some of the same thing. And guess what? Much of the things that I put in place this week have already begun to work, have already begun to be effective. Because the scientist is really, really, efficiency and effectiveness are important to the scientist. She wants things done well. Like I said, she looks to see how things are done. She breaks things down into the bits and pieces. Whether she's trying to understand them or she's trying to build them, she looks for the components. She looks for the pieces that would work best. It's like a scientist in a laboratory. The scientist in a lab trying to create a compound, a something new, would have bits and different elements and should combine them in specific ways to create a specific product, a specific compound. That's how the scientist works. She breaks things down. She looks for the pieces. She asks what and how. How does this work? How can I get it to work again just as well the next time? So my scientist has been out all week. So my scientist and I have been having fun all week. She actually helped me through a lot of good work this week. And so I'm celebrating her. I'm having my artist come out to celebrate her with a glass of red wine. Cheers. Enjoy your weekend, ladies. Next week, let your power types work for you. Call on them. Call on your artist when you need her and just allow her to be. Call on your scientist and let your scientist find the rigor and the regimen and the organization in all the things that you need to do. And let your magic just make it happen. Let your magician time it, and your alchemist will just have it happen. And you will end your week next week celebrating something. I guarantee you that. Again, cheers.